northern wild, silence never means safety. When hunger speaks louder than fear, a bear charges without warning. Antlers crash in the frost. And a kill is never shared. Here, strength is tested not once, but again and again. Because in the northern wild, silence never means safety. When hunger speaks louder than fear, a bear charges without warning. Antlers crash in the frost. And a kill is never shared. Here, strength is tested not once, but again and again. Because in this place, power shifts with every stare, every step. Welcome to the wilds of North America, where the fight for survival is never over. As the cold retreats and the land begins to stir, a hush settles over the wild. And from the silence, the bear rises. It emerges slowly, as if remembering how to move through a world reborn. But soon, its hunger drives it forward. From the forests of Alaska to the highlands of the Balkans, bears move with purpose and presence. Few creatures embody raw power the way a bear does. With bone-thick limbs and shoulders rippling beneath dense fur, they are living reminders of a world once ruled by giants. Their strength is more than physical. Bears adapt, shifting diets with the seasons, altering movement with snowfall, and navigating memory-rich paths between feeding grounds passed down through generations. Though not obligate hunters, bears possess a terrifying capacity for violence when opportunity or need arises. Spring, when the forest is still thin with life, they patrol for signs of weakness. A young elk separated from its mother. They can sense hesitation and strike with a force that few prey can survive. But not all their hunts involve open chase. Along rivers, the spectacle changes. During the great salmon runs, bears line the banks like seasoned anglers. Yet, this isn't a peaceful gathering. Competition hums beneath the roar of water. A slip of the paw, a missed leap, and the fish escapes. But patience pays. Time and repetition become tools more than strength itself. attracts challenge, and challenge is never far in the bear's world. Though solitary by design, bears are constantly surrounded by rivals. A dominant male prowling too close to another's territory. Fights are rare, but unforgettable. But when both refuse to yield, the clash becomes primal. Yet, not all conflict is with their own kind. Wolves may band together to harass a bear, hoping to drive it from a kill. And in the harshest seasons, even a scavenger like the bear must defend what it claims. In those moments, dominance is not about size, but about resolve. Because in the wild, the crown never rests easy. It must be earned again and again with tooth and claw. The moose is not just the largest deer of the north. It is the most solitary, the most unpredictable. With antlers stretching like frozen branches, and a frame built for wading through flooded lowlands, it drifts between forest and swamp with a glacier's patience. It does not seek trouble, but trouble often finds it. Moose spend most of their time alone, following ancient feeding routes through river valleys and wetlands, where their long legs allow them to move effortlessly through marshes that would trap any predator. Bears wait near water, hoping to catch a calf straying from its mother's reach. Still, the moose is not prey by nature. It is a fortress on four legs, capable of delivering bone-breaking kicks in any direction. But not all conflict comes from predators. As autumn drapes the forest in gold, the moose turns inward, toward its own kind. Bulls leave their solitude, drawn by the call of instinct and the scent of competition. Their vast and gleaming antlers are more than weapons. They are declarations. Some encounters end with a stare, a slow circling, a retreat. Others spark into brief but thunderous clashes. Antlers locking, bodies shoving, forest floor torn beneath their hooves. The victor earns the right pass on his bloodline. The defeated melts back into the trees. As the giants retreat into shadow, a quieter presence emerges. No fanfare, no sound. Only the soft press of fur against frost. The lynx does not move through the forest. It inhabits it. It does not run prey down. It waits for the world to forget it's there. It crouches near snow-covered trails along frozen thickets, where hares flit between cover. It listens, waits. Then, a surge of muscle. One perfect leap. But when hares grow scarce, the lynx adapts. It may take rodents, grouse, or the kits of unsuspecting foxes. In the harsher corners of the Himalayas, it follows the scent of markhor, creeping along the crags with breath held and muscles coiled, before striking low behind the shoulder. Its strength lies not in choice, but in timing. The lynx walks alone, but its silence carries through contested ground. In the boreal forests, coyotes are never far. They don't chase outright, they follow. Foxes move with less caution. One wrong step, and the lynx turns, not to warn, but to end it. As winters grow shorter, a new presence spreads from the south. The bobcat, smaller, more impulsive, less bound to snow. Its territory now overlaps with the lynx, where the frost begins to fail. And in those places, the lynx often withdraws, not in fear, but with intention. Another animal steps into the open while the lynx vanishes between the trees, not with silence, but with sound. Elk live in herds, but the herd becomes a stage in the weeks of the rut. Their calls slice the dusk, echoing across valleys, daring rivals to respond. Antler meets antler in a clash of bone and will. The fights are brief, the air thick with breath and silence. They fight not to kill, but to be chosen. The loser fades. The victor calls again. The drama of the rut attracts more than attention. It draws danger. Wolves listen. Bears wander closer. Even the lynx, usually a ghost in the trees, may investigate the edges, drawn by the possibility of a calf left too far from its mother. In deep snow or thick underbrush, the herd becomes fractured. A young elk, panicked and slow, may fall behind, and the predators wait for that. Though it stands tall and sings loudly, it is never beyond the reach of teeth and claws. Because in the wild, beauty and danger are often drawn to the same note. While hooves trample the valley and claws shape the forest floor, above it all, something watches. Its wings span like open sails, carved by evolution to capture the sky. Its vision pierces clouds, rivers, and movement far below. To us, it is a symbol. To the wild, it is a strategist with feathers and steel. Bald eagles are master tacticians of the sky. They scan open lakes and rivers, locking on movement beneath the surface. With wings held tight and talons forward, they drop, fast and silent. In harder seasons, they turn scavenger, competing with foxes, wolves, even bears for a share of the carcass. Despite its majesty, the eagle's world is crowded. Above, it shares the sky with hawks and owls, each with its own claim. When airspace overlaps, clashes happen fast. Sharp turns, sudden dives, a flash of talons before one gives way. But the greater challenge often rises from below. On the ground, foxes and bears drag prey from riverbanks. Prey the eagle watches from above. It rarely steals through force, but through timing. It doesn't rule the forest, but it sees everything that moves beneath its wings. Some rule with weight. Others vanish into silence. Some voice their power in calls across the forest, while others watch from heights no rival can reach. Their paths never touch, but they shape each other all the same. Every life feeds another, and every story begins again with the rising wind. The wind carries their echoes into tomorrow. Hoofbeats, wingbeats, the hush after the hunt. Their stories don't end. They wait. If this journey moved you, like, share, and subscribe to follow the next. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the wild again soon.